How's it going, YouTube? This is BMGold247, and today we'll be going into my Burn Pyro deck for the Yu-Gi-Oh! GOAT format. So this deck is built around getting out stall cards, a lot of trap cards, of course, and essentially stalling your opponent and burning your opponent in the meanwhile until they are out of life points. So it's a very annoying deck to play against when they got the combos going. So let's go ahead and get into the card by card. So first off with the monsters, we run 3 Lava Golem because we can tribute our opponent's monsters, maybe their chaos monsters, and every one of their standby phases they take 1,000 damage directly to their life points. So they do not like seeing this on their side of the field. Definitely not. Here's the main core of the deck. UFO Turtle. Once he's destroyed by battle, you can special summon a 1500 attack or more, or less, fire monster from your deck into the field. It has to be in attack mode, and this can search pretty much the rest of the deck here. And it's nice because it works in combination with, I think it's called Backfire, one of the trap cards where every time your fire monster is destroyed, I think by battle, then you get your opponent burns 500 life points. So once he's destroyed, they burn 500 life points, and you can special summon either another one of itself in attack mode, or you can special summon a Solar Flare Dragon. So, excuse my dirty hands here. When your opponent, when you control another Pyro type monster or itself, because it's Pyro, this card cannot be attacked. So if you have 2 of these on board, then you essentially lock out your opponent from attacking you. And during each of your standby phases or your end phases, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And the neat thing about this, to search for this, is that if you have one in hand and your Pyro or your UFO Turtle gets destroyed, then you can search for this one and then special summon to attack mode, and then when it's your turn, you play another one. So essentially it locks out your opponent, and you're burning them for 500 each during each of your end phases. So that's 1,000 that turn that you can burn. You don't want to really attack with your monsters into your opponent, because unless you know for sure they don't have anything, just because you want to play it safe and you don't want to lose these guys to like a Mirror Force or something. Another monster you can search for with UFO Turtle is the Command Knight. And Command Knight essentially is similar to Solar Flare and the Lockout, where if you control another warrior type monster, or another monster actually, your opponent cannot target this card for an attack. So if you have 2 of them, they can't attack your Command Knight. And she comes out at actually 1,600 attack in attack mode, or 1,900 defense, which is good for any beat stick. Even the Air Knight Parshath, it's good against that in defense. So she doesn't do the burn damage, but she's a good fire monster to search for. Again, if you have one in hand and your UFO Turtle dies, you can search for her, bring her out, and then when it's her turn, you can play another one right next to her. So then you have 2 of them and locks out your opponent from attacking. Alright, Mask of Dragon. I just like him because he can be searched with UFO Turtle, and when he's destroyed by battle, you can bring him out in defense, so you don't have to lose as much life points. Foxfire. So this one's just good for regenerating and coming back to work in tangent with the Backfire trap card, which we'll get to in a second here. That one right there. Battle Footballer. I just threw him in there because he had 2,100 defense as a fire, so he's not too shabby. Maybe you don't need a search for him, but he's just good to just play in defense, and your opponent will be kind of caught off guard with how much defense he has. Another one of I threw in here, which is a flip effect, where you essentially burn your opponent for 800 points of damage. You can either do that on your own terms, or they can attack into it. Now on to the traps. Let's go over the main one first, which is backfire. So when a fire monster you control is destroyed and sent to graveyard, okay, so not just battle, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So we're just running traps in this, and there is just about 2 spells in this, and I'll show you exactly why. But backfire essentially allows your monsters to, or allows you to deal damage to your opponent in conjunction to Lava Golem, in conjunction to Solar Flare Dragon. Just adds another troubled card for your opponent to deal with. It's an infinite trap card, so they have to get rid of it, or else they keep taking damage every time you keep regenerating one of these monsters here. Nightmare Wheel is another trap card they have to deal with. Stops your opponents from attacking or changing battle position, and it deals 500 damage for each of their each of our standby phases. Gravity Bind. You're not really attacking anyway, so this is perfect. Especially if you give them a Lava Golem and you throw up Gravity Bind. And of course, with all these trap cards, you gotta have fake traps. You're gonna try to blow it up with MST, Dust Tornado, Heavy Storm. You gotta use fake trap. They have Giant Trunade, then that's why I have these 2 Magic Jammers in here. Maybe you could side more if you want to make a side deck. I just love this card, especially in a stall deck. Ojama Trios gives them 3 cards that they don't want. 3 tokens with 0 attack and 1000 defense. It really takes up their space, and it slows down your damage. And if you were to attack into one of them, for instance, for whatever reason, you can, or every time one of their Ojamas die is destroyed, they take 300 damage. So it's just a pain in the butt for them, which is what this deck's all about. Call the Haunted, so you could bring back, Solar Flare, like whatever is on the field and whatever is in the grave that can help bring out that stall again. Perfect. That's what Call the Haunted's for. Maybe not as maybe these are more self-explanatory of what they do, so I'm just going to show them all here at once. I didn't really have Sekretsu armor or anything like that. I don't think it's 100% necessary to get rid of them, like that, maybe because Lava Golem can get rid of them. Because if you get rid of them with Sekretsu, then you don't have anything to tribute off with for Lava Golem. So I try to kind of limit that, but we still need our Mirror Force or our Ring of Destruction, just in case though. And then the only 2 spells in the deck are DD Borderline, and this card, if you don't know, when there are no spell cards in your graveyard, either player can conduct the battle phase. And so it's like a Gravity Bind, but just for monsters in general. And once you draw into one of them, then you play it, and essentially they have to get rid of it. And even if the Giant Trunade, you can just play it again next turn. So they have to get rid of it. Once they get rid of it, then the other one's going to draw and be a burn card, or be a brick, because then you'll have a spell in the grave. Maybe you can use it for something like Magic Jammer to be discarded away later. But so that's why we only run 2 of those. You just set a ton of back row, and hopefully Fake Trap can help save you there. So that's the Pyro Burn deck. One of my friends, shout out to Destin, played against me, and yeah, I just got stuck at freaking DD Borderline the whole time, so that was fun. Because the Heavy Storm and MST in my deck were at the way bottom of the deck, so that was fun. That was a nice 30-minute duel. Anyways, hope you like this deck. Hope you take away some new things or some ideas to add to your own Pyro Burn Goat deck. And yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what deck profile you look forward to seeing, or what you would add to perhaps this deck or in your own Pyro Burn deck. Thanks guys. See ya.